Well, thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate the opportunity, and thanks to all of our witnesses here today to discuss how the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration programs contribute to highway safety and implications related to equity. NHTSA has an important mission to save lives, prevent injuries, and reduce vehicle-related crashes. To help achieve this, NHTSA administers grant programs focused on deterring unsafe driver behaviors such as speeding and impaired or distracted driving, which are the primary causes of traffic crashes. States receive the NHTSA grants and are charged with overseeing their state safety program. NHTSA has a successful record and has significantly reduced highway fatalities since their high in 1973. 2019 traffic fatalities totaled 36,096, which represents a 34% reduction from the 1973 fatality level and a 2% reduction from the 2018 level. Sadly, based on preliminary data, NHTSA estimates that traffic fatalities increased in the first 9 months of 2020. NHTSA and the Governor's Highway Safety Association point to increases in risky driving and reductions in enforcement activities, just another deadly consequence from the COVID-19 pandemic. NHTSA's research indicates that enforcement is one of the most effective ways to combat unsafe driving behavior. Because of this, states have decided to expand some NHTSA grant funds on law enforcement activities. I believe that eliminating enforcement activities would lead to more dangerous roads and more fatalities and injuries. However, I also know that since the early days of this great nation, this country has had problems with discrimination and bias based on race, ethnicity, gender, religion, and socioeconomic factors. Look no further than my own district and the site of the 1908 Springfield race riots, one of those parts of our nation's history that is unfortunately credited with being one of the birthplaces of the NAACP. For the past few years, I've been working to designate this site as a National Historic Monument within the National Park Service. And I'll take this as an opportunity today to say I cannot wait to work with our colleague, Deb Haaland, when she is hopefully confirmed, as I would support, as the next Secretary of the United States Department of Interior. While Deb and I don't always agree on issues regarding energy independence, it'll be great to have a friend that we can call to address issues that are important to our great nation and righting the wrongs of things that happened in our nation's history and highlighting those instances where we can come together and we can actually make sure that we learn about biases that have happened decades and centuries before we're here today. While more work needs to be done on this front, we were successful last year in getting the Trump administration to actually include this site on the African American Civil Rights Network created by our former colleague and my good friend Lacey Clay. We need to acknowledge that these issues continue to exist and must learn from past mistakes so that we can address them in a holistic way. I recognize NHTSA has no authority or jurisdiction over law enforcement or law enforcement activities, but the House Judiciary Committee has been focusing on this since 1997 when it passed H.R. 118, the Traffic Stops Statistics Study Act of 1998. This is important work. I pledge to assist the Judiciary Committee in examining these issues. And Chair Norton, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. Thanks again to our witnesses. I yield back the balance of my time.